Hello, everyone. This is Cassandra Williamson, and I am coming to you from a holler in eastern Kentucky. That's what we call them around here in Pike County, right along the Tug River. And this is a Friday episode, Friday, April the 4th of 2025. And I am so glad to have you with us today. So, yes, this is live. And if you come in and watch this show at any other time between, let's say after 7 o'clock, you're watching a recording, but that's fine. Watch and comment. They'll show up somewhere and we'll make sure that somebody responds to you. So anyway, just thank you so much for being here. And I thoroughly enjoy your comments and your input on various show ideas and story ideas and news tips, stuff like that. If you have tips, let me know. You can go right down there at that bottom, subscribe to me there, and you can send me all kinds of information, whatever you'd like to send. Okay, so let's jump right into this. First thing I want to talk about is some news stories that I just found while I was preparing for this show today. A couple of things. One is, I don't know if you've seen this one or not, but you know the VA program that helps veterans who have fallen behind on their mortgages and stuff like that? Well, it's only been in effect since last year, and it's going to be terminated. No more new applications will be accepted after May 1st. Okay, that's a news story. The story I just saw, let me see, I can tell you where it is. It's actually, well, it's not loading correctly. It's by Leo Shane. That would be in Military Times. Okay, so it's over there in Military Times. Check it out. It's about the VA Leaders to Halt Mortgage Rescue Program that was implemented last year, canceling it in May. Okay. And then another big story, and we've all known this one. We've seen it around, and many of us have really strong feelings about this, but I'll give you the but part in just a second, okay? But the first one is about President Trump not being there to welcome home and in the transfer process of the soldiers who died in Lithuania, okay? Now, Pete Hegseth is going to be there for that. Trump is playing golf. He had to go down and play with his Saudi buddies. True story. It's in the news, really. But to be fair, let me just say this, to be fair, Biden only attended a couple of those type of events. And in Trump's first administration, he didn't do it for about 2 years because he got spooked at the one where somebody actually confronted him and would not shake his hand at one of them during his first term in office. So that really hit home with him, and he didn't go back for 2 years. So he's not going to be there, but there is a fury growing around the country over this particular issue. The president's not going to be there to welcome in the transfer ceremony of the bodies of those 4 soldiers who died in Lithuania. Okay, now the other thing, well, yesterday, President Trump issued a proclamation about the National Child Abuse Prevention Month. April is National Child Abuse Prevention Month. And I'll tell you, there's nothing wrong with that proclamation in and of itself if he had just left the title there and put down a blurb or something saying, I'm declaring this to be, a proclamation regarding child abuse in the United States for this month. But no, he had to go even further. And if you got the email from me, the blog post from me, or you can go check out that blog post, by the way, over at cassandra-llc.com. Go check it out. Read that thing, because I actually put the entire language that the president used in that proclamation. Okay? So what did he do? He did the one thing that you know that he was going to do. He went after transgender people and considers transgender people, and by implication, in a statement that was made about strong families being those of fathers and mothers. Yeah. So he said that, he put that in writing in that thing. So he's implicating marriage equality, he's implicating gays and lesbians. That's always been a trope that's used by anyone who doesn't want to deal with LGBT people. They're child abusers and they're all kinds of this kind of stuff. And we don't want them in polite society. You know, we're going to get rid of them like back in the 50s, the lavender scare kind of stuff. You know, that's why go down that road with that? Because that has been proven wrong again and again and again. And the most people actually doing the abusing happen to be church elders more than anybody else, statistically speaking. Okay. But, you know, within our own community, sure, there are those who have done such crazy, horrible things, but at no rate higher than what you would find in the rest of the population. In other words, we're representative of the population from which we come, right? So you're not going to see an increase in those kind of behaviors any more so than in the rest of the demographic across the country. Okay. But he implicated marriage equality, gays and lesbians, and specifically pointed out gender ideology, whatever that is. I am not an ideology. I don't know who came up with that, but I mean, that's definitely a propaganda ploy that seems to have worked. Seems to be working quite well, actually. But it's so far off base. I'll tell you something. My existence is not an ideology. My friend's existence is not an ideology. We are here in this world and have been from the very beginning, always here. This is who we are. So it really gets under my skin that he would attack the entire spectrum of LGBT people, some indirectly and some very specifically, in this letter on child abuse prevention. Okay. So, I mean, that just, but here's the thing, folks. He didn't say it explicitly in that, but the language used, why don't you go back over to the policy statement? That's Project 2025. Go check that out, okay? Just read the introduction. You don't even have to make it past page 5 in the introduction, okay? Because it will be there and you'll see exactly what's going on in this administration. It's been going on that way for these people anyway, for so long now that they don't know better. Okay. Even though we've tried to explain better, they've refused to do better. Okay. Now, what do we do about it? How do we move forward with something like that? What's the path forward when you have people who are accusing a whole swath of the population, one specific demographic in that population, and equating them with child abuse and pornography and stuff like that? What do you do about all that? Well, if you've got good ideas, I'd like to hear them. Okay. Because I can tell you, it's the fight of our lives right now. This is the fight of our lives, really is. And I can tell you what doesn't work. I can tell you what will not ever work and will be used as a weapon against us is for some of us to go out and do violent things, to break the law, deliberately plan it and announce it. Those are the kind of things that will just resonate with those on the right who want to see us just pushed under the rug. Okay. They are looking for everything that they can use as a weapon against us. Now, this coming weekend, tomorrow, as a matter of fact, around the nation, what is it called? Hands off. There it is. It just came to my mind. Hands off. You can go to, I think it's Hands Off 2025 or something like that. And you can find out about it. It's just check it out. Go look up Hands Off with an exclamation point at the end. Hands up, hands off. And you'll find that there are numerous protests, hundreds of protests scheduled to take place around this country tomorrow. You can find one near you. All you have to do is type in your zip code and it will let you know which ones are close by. All right. And for me right here in Eastern Kentucky, well, there's several nearby, relatively nearby. There's Charleston at the Capitol in West Virginia, Frankfort at the Capitol in Kentucky, Columbus, Ohio, Capitol in Ohio, and you can go down into Tennessee, down to the nearest one down there, probably let's see, Knoxville. around in a circle around me. Hands off. Check it out. And this is what the map looks like. This is the current map that I've seen, and the red dots actually represent meetings and protests that have been planned. Right there, you see that? And that was as of what, about 12 or 1 or 12 or something like that today. So yeah, this map, I mean, it's almost completely red. There's a few places that aren't, but the numbers are growing and the events are growing, and they're everywhere across the country. All right. Go to Hands Off and, look it up. Do a search for it. Whatever search engine you use, go there and check for Hands Off. Okay. And you'll find this map that's interactive. You can actually click on the dots or put in your email address, and it works for you. You can find different ways to protest. Now, on the Hands Off site, they make it very clear they do not condone any kind of violence. As a matter of fact, let me just reiterate something about that part of it. If someone in these protests commits an act of violence or vandalism of property or harming another person at all, even if someone stands in your face and says, you're going to go to hell and all this kind of stuff, if you punch them, if you go after them or their car or a Tesla or whatever in these protests, guess what's going to happen? It's going to end up on the news. That's going to be the centerpiece of the news. The protests turn violent. The left are violent. And if you're one of those people out there doing that, then I'm going to be the one that actually helps find you. I will help find the people, the perpetrators of violence and these things, look them up, find out everything you can about them and point them out and make sure that they face and pay the consequences for violent behavior. Do it peacefully. Go out there and do what you have to do peacefully. But break something? No, not condoned whatsoever. Okay. So with that, really don't have too much more to talk about in this regard for today. I don't know how long I've been going, 12 minutes or so, but it is Friday. Come back on Monday. I don't see comments over in the chat box or anything like that. Please come back on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Check out on the website there, the Cassandra-LLC.com. Go check it out and register, sign up. We do have lots of stuff going on all the time. And I'll try to keep you informed as much as I can, possibly can. Now, let me give a real quick update on family here for those who are listening in concern of the family. Mom went for a kidney bladder scan today. We went over there and had that taken care of. I haven't seen the report yet. So Mom is comparatively or relatively all right, I should say. She's very forgetful, can't see very clearly, has a hard time hearing some things. And she's going through a lot at 86. And then update on my brother, Gideon. He is struggling with a lot of breathing issues, and it's getting worse and not better. And it's getting worse fast. My sister Irma, she is fine. No problems or issues as of right now. Cousin, everybody knows who I'm talking about when I say that. One of my cousins that lives near where I am. She's all right, tired. I have to make sure she eats. So I took her a hot dog today. From Daisy, or was it Daisy's? No, it's not Daisy's. It's something. Anyway, near the Pikeville Medical Center in Pikeville. Anyway, so that's all I've got for today. You all have a great, great evening, and thank you for watching. And I appreciate each and every